For those of you who don't know, I was gifted about 150 albums from one of my TikTok followers, and I have the unique experience of having a lot of records I've never listened to. So I thought I would make a video of me listening to 30 records I've never heard before in 30 days. Let's make a list. Alright, here's my list. I don't really have any goals in mind for this project. I think it'll be fun, and I think I'll find a lot of new music. Other than that, I don't really have expectations. I'll check in periodically. Alright, so I just finished week 1 of this, and I want to do a little bit of an update. When I set out to do this, I had 3 rules. It was that I had to listen to 30 albums in 30 days, 1 album per day, and I listened to the entire album without doing anything at all, just focusing on the music. When I got to day 3 or 4, whatever day Electric Light Orchestra was on, I fell asleep. Now, I don't know if that's my taste in music or if it's that I was just really tired that day, but I found that I wasn't enjoying the albums with that forced constraint. So the next day, when I was listening to the album, I was doing a task, and I found myself too involved with the task. When I got to Dinah, I think that was day 6, I think I found my sweet spot, which was doing a task that is kind of mindless. So I was cooking, and I didn't get to focus on individual songs as much, but I really enjoyed the album as a whole, and I really enjoyed the listening experience. So I think not setting that parameter is going to be a lot easier for me moving forward. I'm going to try to still listen with intentionality, still take notes, but the project is evolving, so that's exciting. We're nearing the end of this experiment, and I want to talk about my prediction for the project. I started this because I found myself listening to the same 5 or 10 albums over and over and over again. And I thought this would be a nice, gentle way of forcing me to listen to the mountain of albums I now own that I've never listened to. Ironically, all that's happened is I now have 5 or 10 new albums that I'm going to listen to over and over again. We did it. We listened to 30 albums in 30 days. This was my first time doing anything like this, and I have to say, I might do this again. Now look, I didn't hate the process, but I also didn't love it. I have a very hard time when people force me to do things. Even if that person is myself, I just have a hard time being told what to do. And so I feel like some of these albums I would have enjoyed more had I not put a constraint on myself. But I'm really excited that I did the experiment because I did find a lot of music that I'm really excited about. Typically, when I buy albums from a store, I tend to buy blind. And what I mean by that is, I will go into a shop and pick up albums that I am intrigued by the cover or the title or something just catches my eye. And most times I don't know a whole lot about the artist. I might have another album by them. I might have heard of them at some point, but I don't really know a lot about them and I don't know anything about the music that's on the album. So that wasn't new for me. But I tend to go 3-6 months, maybe a year without listening to the album. And I don't really love that about myself. So it was really nice to kind of have that little bit of a challenge. So the thing that I didn't love about the project is something that I also really liked. But I did find a lot of music that I'm really excited about, and I wanted to share the albums that I found that I'm the most, like, these are gonna be my new favorites. If you're looking for some new music, I would highly recommend listening to these 30 albums and let me know what you think because I thought they were all very wonderful. If you're a big fan of the Beatles, there were some great covers. I'd say 5 or 6 albums that I listened to had Beatles covers. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't plan it that way. I just pulled albums at random, but there was a lot of different music from different genres and different decades, and it was just all very wonderful. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to watch something else by me, here's something I think that you'll like. Here's something YouTube thinks you'll like. I've also got a Patreon where I have a list of every record that I own. It's only $1. If you don't want to do any of those things or see any of the things I've made, except for this video, that's totally fine. I still hope that you have a wonderful day.